สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ
Welcome to a very special episode of Pad Thai Kitchen, and we have a special guest here, which some of you may remember. This is Rodney from the YouTube channel Fishing with Rod. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Onto the show, or rather, I don't know if you've ever been on. Yes, you have. Yes, you have. Yes,
I've
we
never
did
been
halibut
in
together.
this kitchen.
That's right.
But we've done a couple collaborations in the past.
That's right. Rodney took me spot prawning ones, and we cooked one of his halibut ones. And then today, Rod called me up and said, well, not today, but last week. Rod called me up and said, I have some trout. Do you want some trout? And I was like, free fish? Sure. I never say no to free fish. So I was thinking about a Thai way of doing trout, because you were saying that you don't really eat trout anymore because you're kind of tired of it.
Right. Yeah.
And so I thought, okay, well, let's make something really, really different that you probably have never had before, and maybe it will rekindle the love that you have for trout.
Yeah.
So if you want to tell me a little bit about the fish and also about your YouTube channel.
Okay, so like Pai was saying, my name is Rod, and I run a channel called Fishing with Rod, and it's all about teaching people how to fish, particularly in British Columbia, getting people into fishing in this area, because we do have quite a bit of fishing opportunities, both saltwater and freshwater in this province.
Yeah, totally. And so today we've got rainbow trout.
Rainbow trout.
When I go shopping for fish, I usually see it labeled steelhead trout.
So a steelhead is actually a rainbow trout that migrate into the ocean. So in the wild, if they live in the river along the coast, and they can migrate into the ocean like a salmon. Whereas a rainbow trout like this one coming from a lake, they strictly live in the lake throughout their whole life. The trout and steelhead that you buy from a store are usually farmed, and which are typically not, I'm a little biased, but they don't taste as good as these
the wild ones.
The wild ones, the one that naturally grow in the wild. So
yeah, and I was surprised to find out, Rodney told me about this, that when you buy farmed either trout or salmon, that orange color comes from food coloring that they add into the fish feed, and it's not a naturally occurring thing like you would get in a wild trout.
Yeah. So this particular fish, you can see the flesh is bright orange, and that color comes from the food that they eat. So this is, they eat a lot of insects, they eat a lot of freshwater shrimp, crustaceans in the lake, and that's what gives them that really nice, beautiful orange color on the flesh. So
yeah, so then I had this idea, well, what if we fed farmed trout Skittles?
So you get
would we get rainbow trout?
True rainbow trout? Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So what I'm going to do with this today is I'm going to make what in Thai is called ปลาทอดกระเทียม. Pla is fish, tod means to deep fry, and กระเทียม is garlic. So it's going to be crispy garlic on top of crispy fried fish. And then we're going to toss it in a really delicious sort of like lime, chili, and shallot sauce. Here, people tend to treat fish very delicately. They'll cook it ever so gently, and it's just the right doneness, and then it's off the heat. But in Thailand, a lot of times we deep fry the heck out of it so that you get that nice firm crust.
Okay.
So I've never cooked with wild trout before, certainly not in this way. So we're all gonna find out together how well this works, but I'm hopeful, I'm optimistic. And how wrong can you go when you deep fry things?
I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. All right, let's get started.
To it, yeah.
So one of the key components of this dish is the crispy fried garlic. If you have a mortar and pestle, which I'm sure many of you do, you can just use it to smash. And I find it easier than using a knife, which then you don't have to like try to press it. And then these skins just slip out super easily. I did cut the little brown bits off the bottom of them already. One's one way. So you want a rough chop because you still want pieces of garlic for this. You don't want to mince, you don't want to fine anything. And then kind of take them and turn them all around so that they're kind of roughly facing this way. So that looks pretty good to me. So now I'm gonna make the sauce, which is super easy. It's sort of like the classic Thai salad dressing, the trinity of the Thai salad dressing. That's lime juice, fish sauce, and sugar. So we're gonna go first with lime juice. Lots of lime, always fresh, and then fish sauce. Yes, we're gonna put fish sauce on fish. It's gonna be extra fishy fish in the best possible way. And then all that is really salty, really sour. We need some sugar to balance everything out. So I'm using white sugar here just for convenience sake. You can do light brown sugar, you can do chopped palm sugar. The only thing about palm sugar is it's gonna have a hard time dissolving because it's chunky. So you might wanna just put a little bit of hot water in and get it dissolving ahead of time before adding, okay? Which I could have also done. But we're already dealing with a whole fish today. I'm not adding any more work than I need to. We need spicy. So I'm going to add today some Thai roasted chili flakes. This is really spicy. So what you can also do is use just red pepper flakes that you get from the store, which is gonna be less spicy. Finely diced shallots. And you want it to be finely diced, and as it sits in here, it's gonna kind of infuse its flavor into the sauce. And that's it. How easy is that? And when you've just gone out to catch your own fish, you don't want anything complicated. All right, now time to process the fish. Okay, here's our beautiful wild trout. The pin bones have been removed. I'm going to skin it, and I haven't skinned a fish for a very long time, so fingers crossed. So I usually go from the tail. You cut it down, and then I grab it with a towel just because it's so slippery. And you angle your knife down a little bit to make sure that you're not eating into the skin. Now, one time I tried to take this trout skin and dropped it into frying oil. Don't do that. Oil explosion, let me tell you. That's what happens when you try to deep fry fish skin. Apparently, what you need to do is dry it out first, like in the sun or dehydrator, before you drop it into frying oil. Okay, and so for this, I'm going to make quite chunky pieces because we're going to deep fry it, and it really needs a couple minutes to get that nice firm coating around it. We want it to develop that crust, so we want the pieces to be quite chunky so that they don't end up drying out so much. The color of this compared to the store-bought stuff is remarkably different. Before we move on, I'd like to tell you about today's sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes for creative and curious people. It's the perfect place to learn a new skill or to just try out a new hobby. Skillshare has classes on tons of different subjects like photography, interior design, productivity, and yes, they got cooking classes too. And my favorite part is that most of their classes are less than 60 minutes long, so it's really easy to squeeze a class into a busy schedule. One of my favorite that I finished was How to Brew an Amazing Cup of Coffee by Michael Phillips, and let me tell you, I was so surprised once I applied what I learned how much better my coffee tastes now. The best part is, the first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link in the description below will get a free premium membership for 2 months. So you can try out as many classes as you want, and then after that, it's less than $10 a month with an annual subscription. And I will link to everything in the description below. So I've got a big wok here with quite a bit of oil, and for this you do want a lot of oil because when you add the fish, the temperature is going to drop a lot, and if you don't have a lot of oil, it's just going to basically simmer and stew in the oil, and you're just going to have like oil poached fish, which is not what we want. But to start, I'm going to fry my garlic, which will then flavor the oil with garlic, and then we fry the fish, and everybody gets garlicky. It's perfect. With garlic, the only thing you need to know is low heat. So I have a deep frying thermometer, which you should all get. It's so useful. And this one even has an alarm. And I'm bringing it up to 250. Aha, see? And then I tell it to stop talking, and then my garlic goes in. And then I want to stir that around. Stir it around because the edges tend to brown faster. You want golden, not brown, because brown will be bitter. Golden will be delicious. You can see already that the bubbling has slowed down quite a bit. That means that the garlic is starting to dry out. The bubbling is from the water in the garlic evaporating. So when it is not bubbling, it is crispy. Okay, super close now. I'm actually pretty happy with that. I'm gonna fish them out. Fish them out. There, that's the perfect color right there. And you want a super fine mesh skimmer, like the one I have here, because you want to fish out every last bit, because we're gonna turn the heat up really high for the fish. And if you've got bits of garlic, bits of garlic lingering in there, it'll just burn in the oil. So now I'm gonna turn the oil back up to 400 degrees, which is very, very hot, probably hotter than you're used to when you're deep frying things. But that's really important because, again, we're dealing with fish. We want the outside to brown as quickly as possible so that the inside doesn't overcook too much. Meanwhile, my fish is sitting on paper towel, and then I'm gonna give it a dab one more time because you do not want wet fish going into very, very hot oil. I also got this just in case, because you just never know. Okay, we're very close. We're at 395. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna drop them one at a time. Okay, stop. Ah, be careful with that. And I do drop them one at a time, quite far apart from each other so they're not sticking. I'm gonna do these in a couple of batches. 2 minutes max, 2 minutes max. Oh, nice. See how we're getting a crust already? A little bit of a crust. Just gonna give it 30 more seconds maybe. And if they stick together a bit, that's okay. Don't try to pry them apart. Let them do their thing. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna take them out. See how we're getting a nice golden crust? That is exactly what we're going for. And you want to drop these into a bowl with, oh, so beautiful! Into a bowl with paper towel lined. And then before you drop in your next batch, make sure the oil temp has come back up, because it will have dropped while you fry the first batch. So it's at 394, close enough. Okay, the alarm is nice, but it's also mildly annoying. Look at these. Yes, these are perfectly fried. And because they're wild, the color is so much nicer than the store-bought ones. Just for fun, since we have a whole fish, which we don't usually have when we buy fish from the store, I'm gonna do what they do sometimes in Thailand, where they fry up the fish bones and put it on a plate and then put the fish meat on top and try to like recompose the original fish. So I'm gonna try to do that with these. I'm just a little bit nervous because last time I tried to fry trout skin, you know what happened, I nearly killed myself. So this might just be a really scary oil explosion. We'll see how it turns out. That looks promising. By the way, I forgot to mention that if you want to see the fishing video where Rod caught this trout, we have that for you. I'll link to that video in the description below. Starting to have some activity. All right. Yay! Okay, now the scary part is the head. Adam is literally backing up right now. It isn't. Look at that! So cool! Oh, yes. And there's actually quite a bit of meat tucked into that head, so if you really wanted to, you can go to town. Ah! Done! Yay! And we're all still here. Nice. Did I mention this was completely optional? So the fish is fried, and so what I'm gonna do, oh, you know what, let's bring Rodney back in. Come on in.
This looks pretty good.
Okay, what I want to do first is just taste the fish straight up without the sauce, just to see what it's like, because neither of us is.
Yep.
Nice firmness on the outside. Oh, it's perfect. Okay, so then what you want to do, get the paper towel out.
Now this fish wasn't seasoned beforehand, right?
No, it wasn't seasoned. So what you could do, if you can skip the sauce and just season the fish with salt or fish sauce. If you do fish sauce, give it time to like let the fish sauce sink in.
And the reason I ask is it's actually very flavorful, even without any seasoning.
Oh, yeah. No, this is
I like it.
totally. It's you can eat it just like that.
Yeah, like chips.
No garlic? You can't taste the garlic? Because it should have garlic in it.
Oh, maybe that's why it's so flavorful.
I guess the garlic oil.
Yeah, because we fried this in garlic oil, but in a sense that there's no salt or anything like that. So I'm only gonna do just a quick drizzle, and then I'm not gonna really even toss it because I don't want to break the fish. But then I'll serve this on the side so that if a piece doesn't have enough sauce on it, then you could just really go to town. Okay, just need to be piled on, and it looks kind of like a whole fish, right?
Yeah, and you sprinkle that garlic on.
Yeah, we're gonna sprinkle that garlic on top. Final drizzle so it looks a little bit more juicy and luscious. Pour that in, and then that can go on the side here. Our fried garlic. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, you want like a mountain of garlic with a little bit of cilantro. Everything always looks better with a little green on it.
Little green on it, little contrast.
You can do green onions or whatever you want. Yay! Are you excited?
I'm very excited.
Okay, so always with rice, because this is Thai food after all. One for you, sir.
Thank you.
And then you want to make sure you get some garlic. And then
sprinkle some
sauce on it as well. And the whole sauce thing is good too if you've got kids. And if you toss it right away, it might be too much for them. So they can just have the fish and then the adults can put the fish.
Okay.
I mean the sauce on later. All right.
Okay.
Here we go. Cheers.
Cheers.
I want more sauce.
Okay, so I'll never bake trout again.
Baking, got nothing on deep frying, let me tell you right now. And the sauce is sour, spicy, a little bit sweet.
Yep. I love the crispiness of the outside. And like I said before, it takes away some of that fishiness when you deep fry instead of baking it. It's yeah.
Yes, and I think frying it in the garlic oil really flavors the fish and does take away. Rod was saying to me that he doesn't actually like trout or salmon because it does have a stronger
It's a
flavor.
very strong fish.
Right,
yeah,
it's not like a
strong
white
fish.
fish. It reminds me of a little bit of like fish jerky, but not quite, where it's a much denser meat than if you were to like steam it or something.
Yeah.
But makes it so munchy.
It's something you can snack on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's totally snacky. Great with a beer.
Yep.
Right? It's great drinking food because it's like chips, as you say. It's like fish chips.
Good summer dish, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the sauce.
Yeah.
It really makes a huge difference. I mean, it's already good before, but with the sauce, it's perfect.
Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I never get to cook with caught fish, so this was fun for me. And you were saying that there's so much of this in BC.
So in British Columbia, these fish are not exactly, it's not 100% wild. So these fish are actually released by the hatchery when about this big. So when you go out and when you buy a freshwater fishing license, and all the money goes into raising fish like this. And do you know how many fish we put in the lakes
How
in
many?
BC? So there's roughly around 800 lakes in BC where 800 lakes you can go fishing. And we put in roughly around up to 8 million fish.
8 million?
8 million fish every year.
Wow. So you can go
So it's easy.
crazy.
Yeah, if you love camping, if you love boating, definitely incorporate fishing into it.
Yeah.
And you can go out and catch your own fish and enjoy it like what we're
And
doing
then
right
there's
now.
so much. It's not like you're fishing an endangered species
No.
or anything like
Yeah.
that. So you can really...
And that's a great thing about it.
Yeah.
It's fresh, it's healthy, and it's sustainable.
Awesome. Thank you for coming on. And I will link to all the things you need to know about Rod's channel, including the video where he caught this fish, in the description box below. And the full recipe for this will, as always, be on hotthaikitchen.com. And if you haven't subscribed to the show, make sure you do so you don't miss an episode. And subscribe to Rod's channel as well if you are into fishing. Thank you as always for watching, and I will see you next time for your next delicious Thai meal. See ya.